All right, today we're going to look at ratio word problems and then similar triangles. So ratio, the comparison between two numbers that you can write as a fraction. What would be an example of ratio? 3 to 2. Does that make sense? Whenever you have proportions, you have two ratios that are equal to each other. The cross products of equal ratios are equal. How would you simplify this? You can do what? Cross products would be what? AY equals BX. Does that make sense? Any other questions? All right, so here's an example of what the problem looks like. The ratio of Arabians to mixed breeds in the herd was 2 to 17. So we want to first start by setting up our ratio. Okay, Arabians to the herd. Does that make sense? You always want to start by saying, what is my ratio? That way later you're not like, does that make sense? I'm forgetful. Okay. So what would be the next ratio? The Arabians to the herd. Does that make sense? What would be the other ratio? You agree with that? Okay. In the herd. The mixed breeds in the herd. Yeah. Yeah. Arabians are purebreds, and then it's just like these purebreds. Yeah. Does that make sense? Okay, so how would you simplify to solve for your A? Could you do guess and check? Yeah. What would be faster? Cross multiply. Equals what? I left off my 0. There's a 0 there. 380 times 2 is what? 760. And then what would you do? Yeah. Yep, you're right. Man, like that. You understand why? Yeah, that's right. You can do it that way. Scott, Arabians to the mixed breed. That's what she just said. She did, yeah, Arabians, mixed breeds. Does that make sense? I don't care how you do it. It's just going to be, if you don't show any work, or if I can't follow your work, I can't show you where you move. That's the only thing. Does that make sense? I don't care what you do, but if it makes no sense to me, I can't. Okay. Do it equal what? 2 over 19 equals, why? That's 40. How many were Arabian? 40? Does that make sense? Arabians, yeah, Arabians to the, is the, to the, well, you could do whatever letter. Yeah. Does that make sense? Alright, let's look at a different one. Dealing with sulfur and a new compound. Science stuff, does it really matter what sulfur is? Do we care what the new compound is? Science? It took 600 kilograms of sulfur to make 3,000 kilograms of the new compound. What did it make S over what? New compound? Which would be what? Does that make sense? Yes, you can, but does that make sense? It just says sulfur to new compound. Okay? How many kilograms of other materials would be required to make 4,000 kilograms of the new compound? So we're looking for the amount of sulfur needed. We're looking for what? The other materials. So you can either change your ratio now, or you can change your amount later. Do you want to change the ratio? It doesn't matter. Okay, so other to the new compound would be what? No. How much of the new compound did we start with? It said 300 kilograms of the new compound, right? It's 600. 2,400. You change it into the other formula, the other material. Does that make sense? There are 3,000 total materials in the compound. 600 of it is sulfur, 2,400 is other stuff. Does that make sense? So I'm going to use this one. Y'all say it'll reduce. What would it reduce to? What did you say? Is that what you said? Okay. 24 over 30? Does that make sense? Okay. So how many kilograms of other material would be required to make 4,000 kilograms of the new compound? X. Do you agree with that? What does X represent? The other. It's going to be your other material. Does that make sense? Other material out of 4,000 is this going to be 4/5. Okay. So what would you do? 3,000 what? Could you reduce what? Yeah. Yeah. No, you can't reduce those. You can reduce the x in 4,000 or the 4 and 5, but not those two. Any questions on that one? Okay. Similar triangles. There are two triangles that contain three angles that have equal measures. What kind of triangles are those right now? No. Congruent. What are they now? All, no, they're not congruent. They're similar. All of the sides were multiplied by 2. What are they still? All the sides were divided by 10. That makes sense? Similar triangles have the same shape, but are different sizes. Bigger than the corresponding sides of similar triangles are proportional. You see how these both have one arc mark, tick marks? These both have 2, have 3. What does that mean about these 2 angles? And these 2? And these 2? Okay, so what does that mean about these 2 triangles? So how are 4 and 3 related? They are proportional. They are corresponding. So we could say 4 over what? What else will that equal? So 7 over y and 5 over x. Does that make sense? So how could we find x and y? Okay. Does that make sense? How would we solve for x? Yeah, use the 4/3. Do you agree? And so x would equal both numbers, yeah. You could fill in 21 over 4 here. Yeah, you have to simplify it, and it's just easier to use the 4/3. Okay, it also said to find the scale factor. 4 times the scale factor equals what? So what is our scale factor? 3/4. We took this triangle and did what to all the sides? multiplied by 3/4. So we shrank them. Does that make sense? Any questions with these? Have y'all dealt with these? Okay. All right. The ratio of malefactors to good guys was 3 to 11. There were 350 individuals investigated. How many were malefactors? Kayla, what'd you set up for your ratio? And then what'd you do for the other one? Do you agree with Kayla? Where'd you get the 14? There were some bad people they investigated and some good people, right? Total of them was 14. Yeah, she did malefactors over the total. 250 times 3, so 1050. X equals what? Do y'all agree? Does that make sense? Any questions on this? What? What'd you get? Did you get 1050? That's fine. Any questions on this one? Okay. See if you can do this one. Who can't see it? It took 800 kilograms of sulfur to make 4,000 kilograms of the new compound. How many kilograms of other materials would be required to make 5,000 kilograms of the new compound? Does that help? Destiny, what did you set up for your ratios? Did what? And then the other one? Is that what you said? you agree? Where did the 3,200 come from? The other materials. There were 800 kilograms of sulfur, and there were 3,200 of these. They add up to 400,000. Okay. 32 divided by 40 reduces to divide both of them by 8. What is 4/5 of 5,000? 4/5. Does that make sense? Any questions on that one? Okay. Looking at similar triangles. I want you to find the values of A. Not all the time. Just A and B. What would you set up for your ratios? Will they always be set up such that the 4 and the 9? Okay, just be prepared for that. So what would A equal? What would B equal? Will they always be normal-ish? 4 times B equals 9 times 6. Okay. Any other questions?